infamous twin,
and you're now watching
the Kultcha.
And this is what we do, how we do when we do it. Listen, man, we looking into getting a new whip or whatever it is. We looking into finance.
I'm afraid to get the new whip, man. I see everybody with fancy cars, but I feel like it's straight robbery at the dealer.
Finance or leasing, or even cashing out.
I need somebody who's going to talk to me about this.
We're going to walk in here to this black-owned business.
It's black-owned.
Direct Auto Buy in Long Island City. You know what I mean? We're going to get a little bit of, how would you say it, doing what we do, how we do. We're going to get this knowledge.
They black-owned. They better know what they talking about. Yo, let's go, man, because I got to find out. I need some wheels. What's going on? Somebody got to know something in here. I'm ready to finance, lease. I'm ready for the big wheels. I need 20.
You got a check already, huh?
I need the premium. I need the premium 1, the premium 2. I need the putback seats. I need the heated steering wheel. I need all that good stuff, man. Does the tags come today? Does the license come today? License plate. That's what I'm talking about.
You need lights in the ceiling, too?
Because you know we black. We don't like the weight. We don't like the weight. Sometimes we got to call DMVs and all that. It become a big problem. But we're going to get some information for y'all today, because that's what the Kultcha is working on. We're going to learn a lot today. In this short period of time, you're going to get a lot of information. Definitely from me, Alley Cat.
So please pay attention.
Peace.
Yeah, what up, your boy Alley Cat?
And I'm the infamous twin.
You're now watching
the Kultcha.
This is what we do, how we do when we do it. We at Direct Auto Buy in Long Island City, Queens, New York. I mean, I'm sitting here with my main man Bruce and my main man Justin, nephew and uncle, family-owned black business.
Beautiful.
And we're going to discuss about financing, leasing, credit, even about cashing out your car. Because we're going to talk about cars. Because every time somebody gets a little bit of money in our community, they want to go buy the first fancy fly-ass car.
And we also going to talk about those fears too. Because I have those fears a little bit. Like, feel like these dealers just rob you. So, also the fears we have in our communities.
But and some of them don't even know that they're being robbed. They just got some money and they want to spend it because they want to show off and pull up in the project. They didn't even think about, see, they're not talking about, Nana said it in the song, they're not talking about passing down deeds. They're talking about, I could get grandma's apartment, I could get my mother's apartment.
And that's why it's so irrelevant. Because when you talk about auto loans, this is the third on the list. First you got the house loan, then you got the school loan, then you got the auto loan. Those are the three biggest debts.
And in the auto loan, you don't even need your social security to do it. You can use a what's them code? What's they say the UPCs? CPNs. But which is illegal. So we're gonna get into everything. We're gonna get into all that. So now that we sitting here, Bruce, I know you brought your nephew in, but the people don't know, so I need you to give the establishment and how you got here.
Well, my name is Bruce. I'm the owner at Direct Auto Buy. My nephew Justin, we're partners. We're family owned and operated. We're here to be whatever a customer needs to make sure that you get the best possible deal and understand exactly what's in your contract and be happy with your purchase and understand what you're getting yourself into, rather than just flying by the seat of your pants and not understanding exactly what you're signing up for.
But Bruce, you've been in the game for years. You work for so many companies. I'm saying this because, you know, I tend to do this a lot on the show, on the Kultcha, because it seems like I know a lot of people, right? But I have a little history with you, so give them your history, because the people don't know your history in the car business as being a dealer or finance. So explain to them what you did in the business, or how you started in the business, and what you do now. You know what I mean? Because now you're not at a dealership. This is more like a brokerage firm.
Yes, exactly. Well, I was in the car business for 20 years.
Wow.
Salesman, sales manager, general sales manager, finance director. So I know each and every facet of all parts of the car business. So any expertise that I can bring to the table for our customers to educate them, I pull on every single experience I've ever had. And we consider ourselves car lawyers for our customers to make sure exactly.
That's a new term. I never heard of that, and I like that. A car lawyer, because it sounds like he working for you. So, you know what I'm saying? When you get a lawyer, the lawyer works for you. So I love that terminology.
No, we definitely work for the people.
So I mean, now how you come into play, Justin? How did y'all become partners, or how did the dream?
Alright, well, I was actually always doing like sales. I was in real estate, and I went into the dealership. And basically, when you're in a dealership, it takes up a lot of your time. So I used to do crazy hours, and I'm actually like a family. I have children of my own, and my uncle used to tell me, like, yo, Justin, yo, like, you're wasting your time there. Like, why not come partner up with me and, you know, let me get you out the dealership and show you how to, you know, be free so you can spend more time with your family. And at first I was a little scared, I was a little nervous, but I'm like, yo, listen, if this dude left a dealership making X, Y, Z of money a year and he came to do this, then why not follow him? I wasn't on his level yet. So I trusted the process. I left my job and I came and partnered with my uncle. Now I have, you know, a lot of free time where I can spend with my children and still enjoy, you know, my life.
And that's dope because what I hear him actually saying is because we all want that out there. We worry about the money. And the uncle, he's saying, I see my uncle making X amount of money. I want to do that. So he's not bull jobbing around saying, I'm in the car business because I like cars. I like selling it to people. I love the reaction. They so happy when they leave. That's why I like selling cars. You know what I mean? He got the real reaction of why he deal with cars. You know what I'm saying? So I want y'all to talk to me about when I come through the door, I'm marching through the door. What do y'all see when y'all see a person coming through the door?
Now, as far as a dealership setting or what we bring to the table?
Before we get to what y'all do now in a dealership setting, because I don't think a lot of people know to come to this type of place. They always think about dealerships and seeing cars on the lot and seeing plenty of cars. What do y'all see when somebody comes through there?
You know, usually when they see a brokerage firm, or I said brokerage, but when they see off the lot dealers, it's like,
what
shady,
is that? What's going on here?
Well, if you have yourself, if you're involved with a broker that has your best interest involved, it can be very profitable for yourself by saving you a lot of money, because the typical process when you walk inside of a dealership is you walk through the door, salesman gives you a test drive, he gives you a walk around, he gets you excited for the vehicle. At that point, you're mentally ready to figure out, can you go home in this vehicle today? Salesman goes back to the podium, has a conversation with the sales manager, and then they start to plot and plan and put themselves in a position that they can be as profitable as possible. Then from that point, you go into the finance department, and the finance starts to change all the dynamics as far as what your payment is going to be. So what we do is we protect you from all of that. We let you know exactly what you're going to get up front. You know what your payment's going to be. You know what the car is going to be. You know what are the terms. So you completely understand the dynamic of your deal instead of wondering, did you make the correct decision?
Yeah, because I know when I walk into a dealership or maybe like a firm like this, you have a lot of pride. You be like, listen, man, I want a car.
Right.
I want credit. I don't want to talk about it. How do y'all handle those situations? Because people think that other people look down upon them because they got shot at credit, because they got bad credit. How do y'all handle those situations emotionally with customers?
Well, actually, I really don't, you know, tell people they have bad credit. I use the word challenged.
Challenge.
So if a customer comes in and they have challenged credit, what we do is instead of, you know, getting their hopes up high and just showing a bunch of cars, we work the deal backwards. So we're able to analyze, being that my uncle's been, you know, in the business for so long, and he has the credentials to actually read somebody's credit. He actually knows pretty much just by looking at their credit profile what they can get approved for before we even go to a dealership. So instead of sending a customer in the dealership to look at XYZ cars or whatever cars, we send them into a dealership knowing, like, all right, you can get into this car affording this much and your payment's going to be around this much before we even get there.
I actually like that.
So
it's like working the deal backwards.
So let's speak about credit. Now, what credit groups do y'all use? Because I was told that y'all don't use the same credit group.
No.
Like Equifax.
That's what I heard too.
Well, one thing that a lot of people don't understand is there's multiple different versions of credit. Okay? What we basically look at is FICO Auto version 8, which is going to bring into a lot more factors that has to do with things that would be involved with an installment loan. Car loan, house loan, boat, something that is an installment loan versus a credit card. So there's a lot of different versions of credit, and what we do is I make sure that we have what the banks would be looking for as far as your credit is concerned. Now, like Justin said, we back into the deal. We figure out exactly what you're looking for, you know, and we put you into a car that's going to actually work for you, and you know everything that is there. So.
Yeah, because we know we got a couple of different credits, and before you get a car, you don't know how to actually work on that so it looks good when you go into a dealer or a broker for, you know, a lawyer to help.
So when you run it, how long, when you do a hard run for a car, I know, is it a difference between how they do it for the house?
So no, technically we don't do a hard one. We do like a soft pull, which just save the customer an inquiry on their credit, because a lot of people worry about inquiries. But what we'll do is we'll do a soft pull. We'll analyze the credit from there, and then once we explain everything to the client or the customer, if they're cool with everything, then we'll go and we'll start the process. So
But
it's never really a hard inquiry.
Is it a 30-day or is it a 14-day? Because I know, or is it? Because I know houses are different from cars.
Well, your FICO score updates once every month. Okay, so
it's a 30-day.
Yeah, it's a 30-day. So anything that transpires from December 1st to December 31st will not appear until January 1st or 2nd. Okay, so you have that window that you kind of have a stable number to where as though we can work and put a deal together for you.
So with that being said, I mean,
Now, I definitely want to talk about more down the line of, okay, I see this is a family owned, people that look like me, which means a lot. And on both sides, you helping out each other. They got online dealership now. You know what I'm saying? And it's starting to become very challenging for dealerships today. How much damage is they causing? Is it right up your alley? Y'all don't mind it, the competition? I definitely want to know from that point of view, is it harder for y'all to get things done or not?
Well, typically, it to me is actually a little easier when a client's deal with somebody like me. We have a storefront here for our clients if they want to come sit down. But if not, we pick up the phone and they can order the car over the phone. They can tell me exactly what brand they want. Yeah, the same type of process. We run you through the whole process, and then we save the time of you actually sitting in the dealership. And then also, when you're dealing with shopping online, there's questions that need to be asked and answered that that can't be answered when you just clicking a button. So we interact a little bit more with our clients, and we're very, very aggressive because we get these calls for wholesale numbers. So as in terms, if you go into the dealership and save the car and the MSRP is $45,000, we get it below that. So we're able to actually save the client money and still make money, and everybody's happy.
Nice.
A deal is not a deal until everybody's happy. So when we make the dealership happy, or the manufacturer happy, we make ourselves happy, we make the customer happy, that's a good deal.
Now, both parties is happy because the deal fall through, right?
3 parties are happy.
3 parties are happy, actually. And since that's happening, the next question I got is a very important question to me personally, as well I think a lot of people want to know out there, is the complacency bias and a racist discrimination in the auto loan industry. Now, if we're talking about getting loans from a bank, do y'all see that is typically higher because y'all dealing with a black client, a black family, a black woman? Like the interest rates, the markups, do y'all find that there's discrimination going on between different groups as far as blacks and Latinos versus white people? They intend to leave dealerships with cheaper rates than colored people do.
To be honest with you, I think that's why me and my uncle partnered up, because we get to help our people. When somebody walks into the dealership, they might get discriminated against because of color. But when you're talking rates, not so much, because these banks that actually, giving out the loans don't see the person. All they see is a credit score number. So, you might get treated a little different when you go into a dealership, but when you come here, you get treated like family.
And just to touch on that, a lot of it's just, as a culture, as a people, we have to hold ourselves accountable and get the information. A lot of it is an information disconnect. So when blacks and Latinos go into a dealership, they may not be privy to, what credit bureau are we looking at? Okay, what are your strong points? What is a good rate? Should we lease? Should we finance? We have this mindset where don't lease a car, you're wasting your money. Well, a car is a depreciating item. You should lease that car in a lot of different ways. Why? Because you buy it.
Credit.
First of all, leasing is a privilege and not an option. Okay? So you have to have a certain level of credit to be able to lease.
Yes.
That should tell you a lot in itself.
And then you get an all-around warranty, just about.
So you have a 3-year lease. So for 3 years, you have a bumper-to-bumper warranty. You don't have to worry about a mechanic. You don't have to worry about the depreciation of the moment that you drive out. Your car depreciates 30%. Now you have a 3-year window where you lease the car and you give it back. But unfortunately, if your credit is not there, that's not always an option for you. So where we come into play is we bring that knowledge to the table to where as though you may have gotten a 20% interest rate and now we're getting you a 12% interest rate. So that alone in itself is allowing us to be able to help the people by making sure that we bring our expertise to the table and protect you from that exact same process that you're asking me about, which is the disconnect on the difference on higher rates with people not of color. We bring that information to the table and protect you from that.
And another thing that we do with our clients is we always give them worst case scenario. So at the end of the day, they know what they're getting into. Say for example, if you come in, you have challenge credit, and we'll work the numbers based off of what our knowledge might, perceive. And we say, like, all right, your payment could go top that's $500. Now when we come back with, a 410 payment, the customer's excited, they happy, because they expected something different, they expected more. So we always, go into it and we try to be as transparent as possible with our customers. So that's another thing why we benefit when people come do business from us, because 9 times out of 10 your payment's going to be lower than what we told you.
No, those are good answers, because like the information that me and Ali was passing back and forth is the racial discrimination in the auto industry, based on, they did a study in 2016. Actually, Barack Obama had to pass some laws to stop the racial discrimination, but Donald Trump pushed that back so he could let it continue like it has always been. Because we face racial discrimination in real estate, we face racial discrimination as far as school loans go, and definitely in the auto industry. So it's very important for the people to know that we got 2 people that actually look at us that actually make sure that don't happen. I think that's very important, because then I think we encourage to buy more cars and definitely make sure the money circulate in our community with it. So. And
one thing I just wanted to add is that, in a car deal, right? The beauty of having peace in a car deal is, do you understand the dynamic of what you signed? What is your payment? What is your term? What is the value of the vehicle that you're purchasing? People have no idea. So,
and the numbers usually be right there, but I've noticed, because when I bought my first car from a dealer, was in 2002, late 2002. I bought a 2003 Expedition, but when I was shopping around, I went to one dealership, and he was like, how much you want to put down? I said, well, I only want to put down $1,500. He's like, all right, I can do it. Then my $1,500, I get a call back. Nah, I'm gonna need $3,000. So I was like, I was young,
this is what we're talking about.
I was thirsty, so I said, I'm only 22.
right.
At the time, I said, I brought another $1,500. He said, the car be ready for you. I'm getting ready to sign the papers. I needed a co-signer. Had a co-signer. Favorite ghetto slang, my mama name. It's a true story. So we get up there. He like, nah, they want you to put 10,000 down now. So I'm like, well, nah, I'm good. Give me my money back. So now we get in, and then he's like, so he's going back and forth with me. I'm like, nah, just give my money back. Then he want to write me a check. Long story short, I got my money back, cash, the same way I gave him. Because they was trying to give me the hold up. Oh, you gotta wait. I gotta cut you a check now. The money's gone. And long story short, I had went to Five Town, dealership in Five Towns. I don't know if he's still around or whatever. It was this guy named Bobby Banks. Black dealer. I don't know if, dealers might know each other in New York. I don't know. But,
Small world.
Yeah.
Small world.
I went to him, He took my 1,500 and put me in brand new 2003 brand new Expedition.
Nice, nice.
I think it only had, 5 miles on it, because it came off the truck. I ripped the plastic off the seats, but I was fortunate to have a connection to somebody that had somebody to look out for me.
And just to touch on what you're saying, actually is reminded me exactly of what we're doing here in a way of, we have a 5-star rating as far as Google is concerned. Okay, so we take care of our customers. Nice. So when you're here and you come inside of our business and you take it, you ask us to help you out with a vehicle, it's something that's personal. Nobody's taking advantage of you on my watch. Nobody. Why? Because you have the direct auto buy stamp. I can't allow it to happen. I know too much. So a lot of people, or should I say some people, you could possibly bump into someone that has your best interest in mind. You could. But if you want to know where you can bump into someone, you can come here to us and we'll make sure you're taken care of as far as having a great deal and not having any problems. And if you do have problems, you can reach out to our cell phone at any time of day or night, whether I'm awake or sleeping, and I'll make sure I respond to you and make sure that you get taken care of. 100%. And my nephew operates exactly the same way.
So let's get into the numbers, because that's what I like to hear. If I'm making $40,000 a year, just say out there, how much should I be spending on a car? Like what percentage? 5% of my money? 10% of my money? Like say if a person come in here and have no idea, they just want, hey, I haven't had a car in 10 years, I would like a gift, it's my birthday, you know what I'm saying? And he's making around $45,000 a year. What advice would you give to that person? Because I feel like a lot of people go to dealerships and get caught in a stupor. They get something that they can't afford, right? And then they can't make the payments. And then, and they gotta take the car. So this is an issue.
Great question.
I've never really had a situation like that where somebody came in and they was making like, say $40,000. But I have other situations where people was like, hey, I'm about to close on my house in like 3 weeks, in a month, and I want to get this car. And I immediately stopped and like, listen, go close on your house first. And after you close on your house, you could come back and I help you with the buying process. But as far as like when it comes to somebody making a certain amount of money and looking to, say spend outrageous money on a car, like, never really happened to me. So
I know it happened to me.
But you said great question, so I know it happened.
Well, rule of thumb, I would say, if I had to take an educated guess, 1%.
Wow.
1% of what you make per year should be your monthly payment. So, if you're making $40,000 a year, a $400 payment, you should be able to afford it. Anything over that, you're probably putting your hat where you don't want it to be. And, I want to make sure people are happy. Now, you have those people that they just want that foreign. And that's probably one of our biggest issues right now internally, okay? And I'm not knocking anyone that has a foreign, but if you are going to get a foreign, do you really want to purchase a 5-year-old vehicle with 60,000 miles on it in 2 years? It'll be 7 years old, 100,000 miles. What's it worth? So you're putting yourself at a disadvantage. A lot of times we need to take a step back and take advantage of 0% with, a Nissan, a Toyota, a Honda, and just take a step back. Still a foreign, 100%. But it's not your Mercedes or your Lexus or your right. So I see a lot of people make mistakes in that point. But 1% of what you make, as far as I'm concerned, is a place that you should probably use as a rule of thumb.
1%. You hear that, y'all? I know a lot of people I might have to give some advice to. You know what I'm saying? Like, you live beyond your means.
But I mean, that tends to come out of the black community a lot. A lot of people too tend to live beyond their means. And sometimes don't even know it.
And sometimes, not to cut you off, but sometimes they just don't have that dream of owning a home. So the car is the biggest purchase.
Or just don't want to. Because, some people get into the, I say the project mentality. My water is free. My electricity is free. And the kids can go out in the park right there. I mean, it's sad to say. I'm saying it.
That's true.
It's sad to say, but it's the truth. And I can speak off experience because I've heard it before.
Yes.
I've heard it before. And to be honest, see, a lot of people are not honest with themselves. See, this is our show, and we base this and cater it to the people. But listen, man, my mom's living in the projects. You know what I mean? I said I had some money. I said, come on, let's come together because I'm the eldest of 8. Every child of mine is blessed to not have a record, not to be in jail. Every child of my mother's has opportunity to do right for themselves because they don't have a record. They all have jobs. All can work. We could have built up and had properties. You know, some have a selfishness when it comes to our own people. Then you have the my mother, for an example, my biological mother, for an example. She said that. I said, well, why don't we do something? Why? My lights. I don't pay for lights. I don't pay for water. You see how them little kids come in this house and leave the lights on? But I asked her, I said, but what are you going to leave them? She said, that ain't for me to do. And me saying this to you is that because a lot of us come from these, I would say broken homes, or how would you say dysfunctional homes, as a people. So, you know, what we're doing here and having this conversation, this is for the people, by the people. So we have to give this knowledge and make the understanding of, to educate them when they get a car. To educate them on what the loan is, because even that we're talking about the credit and leasing is a better way to go. Then we go into financing, but then you break it down. I go cash out on a car. No dealer wants me to do that.
Nope.
You know, it's better for me to the dealer rather me finance because he gets $2,000 on top of the car.
Yeah, you get a percentage of whatever the interest rate is.
And interest rate,
you know,
and the higher the price of the car, the higher the interest rate.
The more they make. And Twin said something earlier when we were having a conversation. It's just a lot of it has to do with knowledge. Read, educate yourself. What is an interest rate?
But
what is credit?
But a lot of us are not educated, and a lot of us don't want to hear education.
So for those people that don't want to educate themselves in the car business, come to Direct Auto Buy and we'll have the education for you. That's the best thing I can tell them of what we bring to the table. And when a customer is done over here, we're going to make sure you understand the dynamic of your deal. You know, I want you to understand what an interest rate is. I want you to understand, you know, what is the market value of this vehicle. I want you to understand what is LTV, loan to value. I want you to know the reason why the bank only wants to give you $20,000 for the car that you want. Why? Because that's what it's worth. And anything over that, you must put down. So there's a lot of things that I want you to learn in the process. There's a lot of things that you will learn. And there's a lot of things I learn from customers every day. Just like bringing different perspectives, like what you said. You like to read. Read things that can help your life.
Well, let me ask you this. Because, you know, leasing, they have zero down. Financing, you always hear somebody putting money down. 3,000, 10,000.
Do they need to, right?
Yeah, like I've heard some people go put 30 down, 40 down.
And I heard people say that's ridiculous. You ain't got to put nothing.
Why?
Down.
Well, what it depends on the type of car. You know,
say it's the same type of money. They said whether you put 30,000 down or if you put nothing down, it's still kind of the same money. And you really don't see what this numbers game. That's why I wanted to get into the numbers. Was that if somebody put 5,000 down, you see $30 getting taken off the monthly fee. Only $30. Somebody put 15,000 down, you see about $48 get taken off the monthly fee. Now we all know that if you're putting money down, the rate should be dropping because the interest rate is not as high no more on that monthly payment. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to it, right? When it comes down to it, though, when you've given people this education and information and we learn it, does people stay in contact with y'all after?
Yeah.
Like, how long of relationships do y'all have with people?
well,
Because a lot of deals, like, I made your sale, get out of here. Ali just named a dealer from 2000 and full name. I don't remember my first dealer car name.
right.
He remembers. Like, what type of mark do y'all leave on people, especially the customers, after they make their transaction?
I've been selling cars for the past 4 years.
Right.
I literally document every customer I ever sold a car to. I got their name, their email address and their phone number, and I keep in contact with probably at least 60 to 70% of the customers.
Oh, you really like a lawyer?
Wow.
You like
Yeah,
that? You like that accident lawyer? Every Christmas you send him a Christmas card, huh?
Something like that.
No, that's dope. That's what I want to know. Like, that's dope. Yeah.
Yeah, so I built some dope relationships with a lot of my customers, and the craziest thing about it is, it's not like they just learn from me, I learn from them as well. So it's a great relationship that I have with a lot of them.
Because I know my mother being an older lady, she bought a car from y'all, she'd be like, you don't remember Bruce? I'm like, Bruce, 15 years ago, he sold me this car. Like, they will remember.
Yes.
So,
Our businesses ran, I'd say probably 90% off of referrals. And we do pretty well over here with referrals, so.
Yeah, and
Yeah, I know.
you know, always trying to be there for the customer. Always trying to make sure I stay in contact with the customer.
Nice.
If it's, you know, if it's just saying Happy Thanksgiving, Happy Christmas, just making sure you're reaching out to people and you're letting them know that if you ever have a problem, whatever it is, it could be a flat tire in the middle of the road, and you can say, oh my God, what do I do? I can get on the phone, call my nephews, we can shoot over there and help you out and change.
We still didn't get the answer of do we need to put the...
yeah, we're going to get to that. Yeah, I want to hear the relations, because once you build it...
Because I love the relationship.
All right, listen. Let me break it down to you as far as with the money. Like my uncle said, it's not you don't always have to put large money down. Depends on the dynamic of the car. Like if you're getting a $20,000 car and say you're getting a $150,000 car, because we do deal with those type of cars as well. It's not like we just sell low brand. We sell low brand and we sell high brand. Like we deal with all ranges. Obviously, if you're going to get into a car that's $200,000.
You got to put something down.
So
Right.
So
when you say $20,000 down on a $50,000 car, and $20,000 down on something that's $250,000.
So say I went to Ford or Porsche, I come in here and I put $60,000 down. What does that $60,000 go to?
So let me.
I'm
speak dynamics of the loan now, so you guys can understand. Obviously, like you said, y'all looking for the best deal, right? Everybody's looking for the best deal. What's going to get you the best deal is obviously availability of the car, right? Your credit being tier 1, that means excellent credit, and spot deliveries. That means like obviously when we negotiate a deal, the customer's ready to take the car. So money comes in when it comes into that. Now, if you have, excellent credit, the more money you put down, the better the rate. So I don't know if you ever heard you can buy down the rate, like with a house and stuff like that. So just say, for example, you got decent credit, you got fair credit. Say you put down $3,000. $3,000 on a regular car, I get you a regular rate. Say your regular rate is just say 12%, right? Now you put down, say $5,000 on a car. Now the rate might drop. It might be 10% with the $5,000 down. Let's say you put $7,000 down on a car. Let's say $23,000. The interest rate might drop down to 6%. Why? Because now you're in an equity position. Now it's less of a risk for the bank to lend you the money, because now they got more of the money up front. So now they're giving you a better rate.
Equity position.
So, yes. So that's where, money down and interest rate comes into play. The more money you put down, the better the interest rate. Now, in all cases, you don't always have to put down large monies to get, a good interest rate. It all depends on the credit.
Beautiful.
Well, I mean, you can't expect nobody to know, because you're not just speaking to us, you're speaking to
They did it.
the
He
masses.
really was
No,
speaking to
no. Because sometimes as he was breaking it down, I like how you broke it down.
Yeah, I learned some new terminology.
You don't never want the viewer to. You won't never want nobody to expect them to know.
Yeah, yes.
We want to give them all the knowledge. So I want all the knowledge that we can grasp from what you're doing,
Right.
and how y'all doing it. And I mean, I know y'all have y'all little tricks and secrets that y'all might have to keep, but long as your tricks and secrets are that y'all keeping are protecting the customer, are protecting your people, I understand that.
I would say nothing's really a secret over here. Like, we're very, very, very transparent.
But a lot of dealers have their secrets.
But
and that's why we outshine a lot of the other dealers, because of the transparency.
Because Bruce was getting ready to say something.
That's great comeback.
You was getting ready to say something. You was like,
I'm being real with you. Like, we're very, very transparent with our customers. And when you say the tricks and the secrets, nothing's really a secret. Now we do got a lot of tricks, and our tricks, we might not explain everything, because sometimes it might confuse the customer. But the knowledge that we know, we use it to protect the customer. So we know, like, all right, if your credit score say is 621 versus a 619, we know the difference between subprime and prime, but you might not know. And we know which banks to push the loan through to get a better rate.
So you use those tricks to protect.
So we use exactly. So we might use a trick like that, and
But
it's not really a trick. It's knowledge. We use the knowledge to protect the customer.
That's a better verbiage for it.
Right.
But and then also, like I said, to protect your customer. So that's why I said it's some how they say it. The lingo is tricks of the trade to protect your customer. And I said, as long as you're protecting your customer. So now you just gave that, like saying the prime and things of this nature that some people don't understand. Most people don't understand the business at all when they go buy a car.
Right.
They just look at a car. Car's nice. I like it. Let's go. Or they might know.
Hold on.
The car.
Car's nice. I like it. What's the payment?
Right.
Right.
Now that's now.
I hate that right off
What's
the
the payment?
gate.
Yeah, that's now.
But let's keep in mind. I haven't looked at your credit. Don't know what you're putting down. Don't know what your situation is. How do I know your monthly payment? So what we do is we slow you down. There's a few things you must know. What's your amount financed? What is your interest rate? Where is your down payment being subtracted from your amount financed? I mean, before your amount financed. That's how you're going to figure out where the money is going. It's not so much that the money's not going there. It's, do you have the smarts and the wisdom to figure out what is your sale price, add in your taxes, add in your DMV, add in your documentation fee, and subtract whatever you're putting down. So it's really just a math equation.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm focused on. I'm focused on making sure you understand where your down payment went, what is your amount financed, what is your interest rate, do you like the vehicle, here is your Carfax. And if you know those things.
Well, we ain't missing nothing, right? So
I just got a fun question.
I got
when he's done.
All right, cool. I got one more thing that we do. Make sure all our customers get, especially on pre-owned cars. We make sure that we educate our customers on what gap insurance is, and we make sure we educate them enough to where they know what they're paying for and what they get and when they pay for it. So that's one of the things that we make sure we advise all our customers to get gap insurance, just to cover them if anything was to happen to
Give them
them.
a brief. Can you give the people a brief of what gap insurance is?
Definition.
Gap insurance is basically something that you can purchase from the bank, where that if you ever got into like a car accident or anything like that, it will cover the remaining balance of the market value of the car. So say if you drove the car for a lot and depreciated and you didn't put no money down. So now you're not in the equity position no more. You drove the car for a lot, the car depreciated. Say 30% like my uncle said. If you got into an accident right away, it really didn't catch up yet. So what the insurance company might offer you to pay off the car might not be enough to cover the loan. So like gap insurance will cover that difference. So say if you owe $30,000, the insurance company only wanted to pay $22,000. Now you got the difference of about $7,000-$8,000 that you will still owe the bank. If you had gap insurance, the bank basically covers that for you.
That's exactly the way I read it.
You go into a new car, clean slate.
Well, that's what you read. Most people ain't reading.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like,
But that's why we here to educate.
Verbatim. Like he almost named it word for word verbatim.
Yeah, we're here to educate.
We ain't gonna hold them up too much.
So my fun question is this,
coming
right? Normally I go to a dealership, I see guys in nice suits and all that. I be like, listen, man, why you gonna put me in that car? I want to be in something y'all drive. Do y'all drive dope cars? That's what I want to know. Nah. Yo, I'm Twin from the Kultcha.
I'm Alley Cat.
Yo, this has been a great episode. Make sure you support these brothers. This is
Direct Auto Buy, Long Island City, Queens, New York.
Yeah.
We are circulating our community.
Make sure you go follow us on IG, Instagram, Facebook, and like.
I would like to thank y'all for staying tuned in, checking us out, sitting down with us. I would like to thank Direct Auto Buy for taking the time out. My man Bruce, his nephew, for breaking down, giving some knowledge to the people. I mean, if you didn't get it all from here, comments you can leave, talk about it more. You can't get a bunch of it in 60 minutes, you know what I mean?
And the crazy thing about it is that we all think we know, you don't know. And that's what I mean, but like watch this episode and you gonna know. Because they teach you about credit, they teach you the history of their own family business, how it's relatable to the people in their community, and how it's important to keep the dollar within the community.
And like I said, you can't get it all in a matter of minutes. 60 minutes, hours, it takes time. So, you know, we just try to give you little jewels that you can pay attention to and then do a little bit more research yourself. And if you're having a problem doing research, you can always reach out to the Kultcha. And we do the best to help you, know what I mean?
Because I know I want to be in a Honda. I know I want to be in the Kia. And I know I want to be in that Chrysler 200. You understand what I'm saying?
Wherever it is, and when you deal with a broker, you can pick them and you don't even have to leave the comfort of your own home. You know what I mean? And they deliver.
Woo.
A lot of companies are doing that, like the Carvanas and I think CarMax too, I think they deliver. So you have all these different brands, but a broker deals with all the brands. And you don't have to go to the lot. You know what I mean?
So you know we the Kultcha, we on that new wave. And I'm saying for y'all, if you like this,
Hold on. Just I want to make it clear. They're black owned.
Is that?
They're black owned.
Is that?
And we need to focus on supporting our own. And let's get out of that myth of, oh well, you know, they running it like a nigga business. Told you before, the word nigga meant king in Africa. And when you say a nigga business, but what about McDonald's? They mess up your order hundreds of times. Give you fries cold, cheeseburgers no cheese sometimes. Everybody's allowed to mess up. It's how they mess up. So let's continue to try to support our own, and not say try, let's continue to support our own, and just remember they're only human, they have imperfections, and when you do see a person's imperfections, you see the higher being in them. So I'm Malik.
I'm Twin, and the reason why we dealing with this because I say, is they black owned? I'm being sarcastic. Because if y'all don't know we only deal with black owned, I don't know what to tell y'all, y'all audience. So hit us up in the comments about this one.
Black owned company, James Taylor watches.
We want to make a 3.
We trying to help and support the black businesses and the black society and help us grow and keep the money in the system, in our ecosystem.
No doubt.
So, I mean, don't be scared to deal with your own. I'm Alley
I'm Twin, and I'm going to get a new car soon.
the Kultcha.
This is Alright, Right, Exactly.